All right, so hi there, Astrid. I see that you're here with me. So I'm going to officially start today's class, and we're going to do well the things we do at the beginning of every week because this is the last week. But we need to assign things on Pearson and give the last recommendations for the final exam that is going to take place this weekend, right? Friday actually is going to be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, right? Those are the days in which you can take the final exam. But to do it, we need to be ready. And that's what we're going to do now. All right. So this is going to be the last week for this course. And we need to assign then the last unit. Again, you were working on Pearson. I think you were working in a good way. But anyways, I'm going to show, all right, how you're doing. And in that way, you can try to see if you need to improve or if you need to do something a little bit different. All right. So there you go. That's how you're doing so far. And remember that now I'm going to assign the next unit. It's going to be unit 4. And I'm also going to assign the final exam. All right, so please don't forget to work on your assignments. Remember, that's going to be 30%. Of course, perhaps it's not like the most important thing, but it's going to affect your score. And it's better if you can work the assignments, because if you work on the assignments, the quizzes, and the final exam is going to be easier, right? In this case, actually, all just the final exam. So let's do it, please. I'm going to assign first only the assignments, right? Everything except for the quiz will be assigned. All right, there you go. So once again, everything for you both, it's going to start now and it's going to be until Friday, September the 2nd. As always, 11:59 p.m. All right, so 2 attempts as always, and you have a model. Okay, so that's it related to the assignments. Now I'm also going to assign the final exam. Why? Because remember that this is going to start on Thursday, so you can take the final exam if you feel ready on Thursday, if not on Friday, if you want after the last class. But maximum, remember, you can take it on Saturday morning because the due date this time is going to be Saturday noon. Okay, it means again 11:59 a.m. It means morning. Okay, so take that please into account. That's what I'm going to do now. These are the final exams. This is the integrated exam for Module B. And again, here we go. It's going to start not now. It will start on Thursday. All right, Thursday, September the 1st. It's going to start as always, please, at the time. No, actually, this one is going to be different. It's going to be available for you from the very morning, okay, 6 a.m. So if you want to take it in the morning, you can do it as well. Okay, so Thursday, 6 a.m. is the starting date, and the due date will be Saturday, but remember, not 11:59 p.m., 11:59 a.m. All right, it means you only have Saturday morning to complete the last day, okay, only the morning. So it means Thursday the whole day, Friday the whole day, but Saturday only the morning part. So that's it. And you have 60 minutes for the final exam. And that's it. Okay, so everything related to Pearson is done. If you're going to have any questions about it, remember that you can let me know. If you have some doubts, if you, I don't know, have some comments, again, you can let me know. And well, I'm going to try to answer or solve those doubts. Okay, so if you don't have questions about Pearson, we're going to go to the first lesson for this last unit so that we can finish everything. And it will be better if we finish before Thursday so that you can take the exam that day if you want. All right, good. So let's go to the lesson. Again, you can interrupt at any moment or you can raise your hand and I'm going to know that you want to ask something. This is the video. Okay, so let's go, please. Let's go to our last unit. It means that we have a new file. This is going to be the file for this last unit. This is unit 4. And I'm sharing this link with you as always to start the last lesson. Okay, done. Good. And all right, so we're ready to start, Astrid and Evelyn. We're going to work with used to. The most common way to understand used to plus a new way that is going to be interesting for you to know and to add to your vocabulary. So this question is for you, please, Evelyn. What do you know about used to? What can you explain about it?
Good afternoon.
Hello.
Um, can be when happened uh, something in the past, mm, mm, in the routine uh, or habit.
Okay, I think we're good, Evelyn. Good. Just we're going to change the explanation a little bit better because what you're telling me is correct, but we can organize those ideas different, right? But yes, past habits and routines, right? So we use used to for past habits, for past routines, right? Activities that we did in the past as a routine, right? We repeated those actions in the past, but actually in the present, it's very likely that we don't do that anymore, right? Let's try to give please one example, Evelyn. One example can you give me using used to?
For example, I used to play played I used to play with my cousins.
Good, it's correct. Now I'm going to ask you one more detail, please, Evelyn, because the sentence is correct. When? When did you used to play with your cousin?
I used to play with my cousin when we were children.
Okay, good. It's correct. It's great. Thank you, Evelyn. Correct. So I used to play with my cousin when we were children, right? So it's always related to something in the past, plus it has to be something not close in terms of the distance, right? Because if you say, I used to go to the gym yesterday, that's not logic, right? It doesn't make sense. It's incorrect because it's one thing that happened in the past. So you don't say I used to. It doesn't make sense, right? So something that was a past habit, and a past habit is not going to stop like one day before the day you are speaking, right? It's very unlikely. But let's keep working, and this time it's going to be for you, please, Astrid. Following the logic that Evelyn mentioned, that used to is for past habits and past routines. But I'm going to ask you, please, to tell me, Astrid, what is something that you didn't used to do in the past, but now you do?
That I didn't use to, teacher, right?
Yes, I had that it was not your routine in the past, but now it is a routine that you have.
Mm, Um, uh, maybe I didn't use to work every day.
Good. And now why? Why do you work now every day? What's different to the past, Evelyn?
For me,
Yes, sorry. Yes, Astrid, correct. Why? Why do you work now every day? What is different compared to the past?
maybe comparing when I was at the university, I had to study, for example, all the morning, or maybe until the or maybe during the day. but now I am going, or I have to stay in a office or in a special place for working.
Okay, great. Thank you, Astrid. Yes. So there are some things in terms of context, in terms of the activities that you had, right, that didn't let you work in the way you do it now, right? So in your terms, it would be that because of your study, right, or your studies, and because of the way your time was organized, it was not possible to work, right, as you can do it now. Okay, so good. So that's also past routine, but it's something that it's negative, right? Because it's something that you didn't used to do, but now you do it. All right, and that's your routine now. So great. So that's the basis, all right, or that's, yes, that's the basis of used to. All right, that's like what you need to know, and actually that's going to be a big part of the structure. Again, we have something extra. We're going to take a look at that later on. But now also, before going to the explanation, we're going to try to do one thing that we did before, Astrid and Evelyn, that is having a conversation, but you, all right, you Astrid and you Evelyn, you both are going to try to interact. Okay, I know sometimes it can be a little bit difficult, or sometimes you don't know what to say, but again, try to ask anything, but if the topic is used to, it means that you're going to talk about past events, all right? So I'm going to give you a clue, and then you're going to have 4 to 5 minutes, and you are going to interact, please, Astrid and Evelyn, and you're going to ask questions, right, to one another. You are going to, let's say, answer, right, with a logic way, making sense. All right. So the tense is past, right? You try to use used to. It's not like obligatory to use used to every time, all right, for every sentence, but at least you try to use it, okay, as part of your conversation. For example, you can talk about your childhood, or you can talk about the time in which you were a teenager. You can talk about your youth, all right? And you can talk about the school or high school or university. Okay, many things that you can talk about. But you're going to try to talk about past routines. That's why you're going to use used to, right? So you can say, I went to this university, I studied this, and actually, when I was at university, I used to take the bus every day to go there. All right. I always, yes, I used to. Then you continue with the routine. I used to wake up at this time. Then I would take a shower. Then when I was ready, I used to take the same bus every single day. All right. So you can play with the words. And after that, you can mention other past events. So, and did you like it? Did you like that university? And did you like that routine? So I don't know, right? And you start asking details or for details about it. Okay, so that is the idea, please, Evelyn and Astrid. You need to have that conversation. Of course, you can keep it simple, but the idea is about not only about university, right? Again, talk about high school, talk about your family, talk about sports, talk about music, but related to the past. Okay, you can mention present, of course, you can mention future if you want, but the main tense has to be past. All right, so with that explanation, please, you're going to let me know if you have any questions, Evelyn and Astrid, so that we can start. So what do you say? No? All right. So please remember, again, it's a conversation about past. The main idea is that you need to try to use used to, but you can mix used to with other past tenses, the simple past, the past continuous, all right? And remember how to use the simple past and the past continuous because they are used in specific situations. Okay, so please, without any other requirements, past and used to, past routines, and any situation in the past, let's start, please. And I'm not going to share everything, all right? I'm just going to share, give me please 1 second. All right, I'm just going to share the presentation and actually the timer. All right, that's what I'm going to present now, if it's possible. I think it's not. All right, just this one. Just give me 1 second. I'm selecting the windows that you can see. So it's that one and that one. All right. It's going to be this one plus that one. Okay, so there you go. This is the timer. Remember, it's going to be 4 minutes to 5 minutes. Let's start, please, girls. I'm going to be listening and taking notes.
Okay. Hi, Astrid.
Hi, Evelyn. Nice to meet
Nice to meet you too.
How are you?
I'm fine. Yeah, I not bad. Yeah. What 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 activities did you do after school?
Well, when I finished my high school, I used to go to an academy to prepare for enter at university. I used to be in that academy. I think more than 8 hours, and I used to have exams on Saturday, every Saturday. It was until I entered at university, and then I used to go at university. What about you? What did you used do after school?
Where when I was a teenager, normally I used to go paint the paint class and or karate karate class. Sometimes or other months, I used to go fashion design. This class when I I was the last course in my high school, but I but I other course about what- cook. Well, in all my life, normally I enter in 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 course anything any courses, different topics. It can be draw or paint or cook or or karate, many things. But the last course is is preparatory to enter the university. But what customs do you have in your family for every vacation, Astrid?
Well, maybe it's not a custom, but when I was a child, we used to travel to near places because maybe we didn't have money and we have to, if we wanted to have a great day or great days, we only used to travel for 2 or 3 days. And now we only are at home cooking something special for our holidays, and yes, that's all.
All right,
And
because of the time, we're going to stop there, girls. We're going to continue in a few minutes, all right? But let's stop it, and I'm going to give you some feedback, okay? Give me 1 second. I'm going to share my screen again. All right, great. So it was good as always. I think I felt that it was possible for you to express a little bit more ideas. Of course, it was only one question that developed mainly, okay, but that's not the thing. The thing is how you were able to develop that one idea, giving a lot of examples, just referring to one idea, all right, to one question, let's say. Of course, the second question was only answered then for one person, but it doesn't matter. Again, we're going to have another conversation after this presentation. So you can continue that one, or you're going to look for different topics. Okay, but again, it was good. Now I'm going to give you some recommendations over here. And again, not all of them are mistakes. And I think most of them are not mistakes, girls. They are going to be suggestions, because like that, they are good. For example, this is good, okay, when I finish my high school. And it's not that if you use my, right? But usually, but for things that you have that are not exactly your possession, right? For example, dinner or breakfast or university or high school. All right, it's more common, it's more natural in English, at least. In Spanish, it's common to say my possession, but in English, it's better if you simply say when I finished high school. Okay, just that, without my high school. Okay, because that my, it's not common in English. Or you can say when I graduated from high school. Okay, so when I finished high school, when I graduated from high school, and so on. Okay, again, like this is not incorrect, but it's not common, and it sounds a little bit like different. Then I used to be in that academy, right, for more than 8 hours. All right, so it's good. It's expressed very well. Again, there's no a thing that is bad about it, but my recommendation is more than 8 hours. What, right? I think at least I couldn't hear that one, but I'm not sure if it was daily or weekly. All right, and again, that's just for precision. All right, to make emphasis on the idea if it was daily or weekly. I don't believe it was monthly, because the emphasis seems to be like a lot of hours in a short period of time. So I imagine that it's either daily, very likely, or weekly. Okay, just that one. Then remember that if you say go, you're not going to say at. right? I used to go at university. No, I used to go to the university or to any place. Then I used to go fashion design. In this one, the same, right? It's better if you complement that with, I used to go to a fashion design course or a fashion design. Yeah, instead of class, no, it's better to say course, okay? To have the idea of not only one class, but the entire course, okay? To a fashion design course, all right? Or program or institute. Okay, but you need to define what is that fashion design, because fashion design is very broad and you need to give me more elements. Okay, then remember, once you use this correctly, other courses, it was good, but once you use it incorrectly because you say an other course is, right, but no, and another, right? Another course, here you need to say another. Then if you talk about activities like paint, cook, right? Don't say go to paint classes or to cook classes. If they are activities, remember, they need to be as gerunds, right? Painting classes, drawing classes, or cooking classes. Or you can say drawing is my favorite activity. Painting is my favorite activity. Cooking is my favorite activity, right? So all of them with ing. All right. So when you want to talk about an action as an activity, you need to use gerund. All right. Then this is important. Remember, you cannot mix the prepositions like this. If you say preparatory for to enter, no, just one. Okay. It's a preparatory course to enter, right? Because that's your purpose, to enter university, right? Or to enter any institute or any place you want to enter. All right, then here it's good, but just be careful with the pronunciation here. And I think the question was in present, but again, the main idea was in past, right? So perhaps you could have asked, what customs did you have, right? When you were younger, or I don't know, right? But it can be in past perhaps. And remember the pronunciation difference. This is going to be your costume, right? This is clothes, clothing, costume, and this is custom, right? And you need to open your mouth a little bit more, all right? Custom. Well, actually, we don't have that many or those many customs, all right? So again, costume and custom. All right, just that one. If you have questions about it, please, you're going to let me know, Astrid and Evelyn. No? All right. Then if it's clear, then let's go to the presentation. Again, it was very good. Those details that you need to improve, you're going to do it now. All right. So let's take a look at the presentation now, please. That was the introductory practice to see how you manage your ideas with used to. Now, let's read the definition, and this is for you, please, Astrid. All right, what do you say, Astrid? Are you there? All right, if not, let's do it with you, please, Evelyn. All right, perhaps I know not every time you can be there. Evelyn, let's read the definition with you, please.
Okay. We use this expression to talk about habits or repeated actions in the past which we don't do in the present. We also use it to talk about the state in the past which are no longer true. For example, I used to have long hair, but now I have short hair. He used to smoke, but now he doesn't smoke. They used to live in India, but now they live in Germany.
Great. Thank you, Evelyn. Good. All right. So this is what we talked about. We know this, Evelyn and Astrid. So this is not new. And I noticed that you know how to use it. All right. So the only thing then it's going to be working with examples. All right. We need to practice. We need to reinforce. And I'm going to help you out with some details. But if I ask you this, Evelyn, you already gave me an example, please. But give me one more example. But give me one real example of something that you used to do, all right, in the past, but you don't do it anymore in the present, Evelyn. What is something real that you used to do, that you used to have, that you used to something, but now you don't do it, or you don't have it, or that's not real? What do you say?
I used to have presential class in my university. At my university. I'm sorry.
Good, good. It's okay, perfect. Thank you, Evelyn. Good, right? So you used to have presential, or they call it in campus, all right, in campus classes, or face-to-face classes, right? Or personal classes. But usually, yes, those all of those are going to work. Okay, good. Yes. So that's something that was a habit in the past, but you don't have them anymore. Good. Let's keep going, please. We're going to go to the next element. And this is for you, Astrid. Let me know if you're there, please, Astrid. All right, then I'm going to read this for you. Okay, this is negative. It says, we use didn't for negative sentences and change the expression to the base verb. This is important, okay? You don't say I didn't used to, right? That's incorrect. You have to say I didn't used to. But in affirmative, you have to say I used to. Okay, so don't forget about the ed in affirmative, correct? But don't mention the ed in negative because you don't have it. Okay, and the verb base form is used to. Right? For example, I didn't used to eat fish. Now I eat fish. She didn't used to go out. Now she goes out a lot currently. They didn't used to dance together. They dance together every weekend now. Right? So this is the opposite. And of course, it's like obvious, right, in the sense of how to use this. But again, here you are mentioning something that you didn't used to do, you didn't used to have in the past, but now you have, or now you do, right? So I'm going to work one more time with you, please, Evelyn. Tell me, please, one thing in negative that it was not routine, okay? It was not your routine in the past, but now you do it very often. So what is that, Evelyn, using the negative of used
to? Can be, I didn't used to eat vegetables. Now I eat some vegetables. Yes.
Good. My recommendation then only change some words. I think that's a great example. Then I didn't used to, yes, I didn't used to eat any vegetables. It's like not vegetables at all. Okay, I didn't used to eat any vegetables, but now I eat some vegetables, right? Only at any at the beginning. Let's try to give that sentence one more time, please, Evelyn. That idea one more time.
I didn't used to any vegetables.
To eat, right? To eat any vegetables.
To eat any vegetables. Now I eat vegetables.
Now you eat some, right? Or you eat all vegetables.
I eat some. Yes, I eat vegetables.
Okay, great. Thank you, Evelyn. Right? And again, that idea, right? The stress, be careful, is going to be like vegetables, right? At the very beginning, vegetables. But it has to be like all at the in the last part. Okay, and in the middle, like vegetables, vegetables. Let's repeat that word one more time, please, Evelyn. Vegetables.
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 Good, great. Thank you, Evelyn. Good, that's better. Good. So now we have affirmative and we have negative, right? Actions that we used to do, things that we used to have, and many actions that were a habit in the past. Okay. Now, in question, I'm sure you noticed this one because I was asking you questions using used to, right? And you answered the questions correctly. So you were able to understand the questions because it's easy. If you have ed, if you have used to, it means that the negative is with didn't, and it means that the questions are going to be with did, right? Because of course we are in the simple past tense, and we need and we have to use that auxiliary, right? Did. Now I'm going to verify one more time. Astrid, let me know if you're there now, please.
Just to check. Sorry about I can't answer because I was doing teacher. I had a problem, so I was in that. Sorry.
No, don't worry, Astrid. Yes, I know that things happen over there, so don't worry. I understand that. All right. So let's read this one with you, please, Astrid. Questions.
Okay. Make the inversion to write sentences and still use the base form of the expression. Used to. Did you used to travel this often? What did you used to do when you were a child? Where did you used to go when you lived in Cochabamba?
Thank you very much, Astrid. So easy, right? If you want to ask something related to habits, to routines, to repetitive actions in the past, you should ask this type of questions. And as always, you have yes, no questions, right? Did you used to travel, right? Yes, I did. No, I didn't. What did you used to do when you were a child? I used to play a lot, right? So you have yes, no questions and WH questions that are the information questions. And these are the formulas, all right? So I'm going to leave that sorry, over there on the screen, Astrid and Evelyn. And I'm going to use the timer. Remember, please, that you have the link in the chat to go to our file, our practice file. Okay, so let's do the following, please, Astrid and Evelyn now. You have 3 formulas. You're going to write a total of 6 examples. All right, 6 examples. Let's write, please, 2 affirmative ideas, 2 negative ideas, and 2 questions, Astrid and Evelyn. Okay, but pay attention. One question is a yes, no question. All right, so one question is yes, no question. Did you use to blah, 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 blah. And one question is going to be WH question. What did you use to and blah, right? So one more time, 6 examples in total, 2 affirmative, 2 negative, 2 questions. And in the questions, 1 yes, no question and 1 WH question. All right. If you have questions, please let me know. If not, we're going to have 5 minutes. All right, I think it's going to be more than enough. Let's have 5 minutes, please, to finish those examples. All right, let's do it, please. All right, so it's more than 5 minutes. It's 5 minutes and 30 seconds. Let's take a look at what you got. Remember, it's 6 examples in total, right? 2 affirmative, 2 negative, and 2 questions. And the questions are divided in 2, right? 1 yes, no question and 1 WH question. All right, so with that said, again, let's take a look at what you got and we can continue working. And the next part is going to be just showing exceptions. And with those exceptions, you're going to have a second conversation, a second interaction. And with that, we finish the class today. All right. Let's take a look then. We're going to read your examples. I'm going to start with you, please, Astrid. Okay. And before starting, you're going to have a correction from Google Docs that is going to be weird. All right. But again, don't pay attention to that correction, because if you check Pearson and if you look to books and grammar rules, you need to use the base form. Here, very weirdly, all right, Google is telling you to say didn't used to, which is going to be incorrect. All right, it's going to be incorrect every time. And I don't know, it's a mistake that it has. And also I was able to identify some other mistakes from the corrector, not only on Google, but many correctors, right? That give you that blue underline when it's correct. Okay, so you need to know when to take that into account and when to omit that one. All right, so let's start with you, please, Astrid, then one more time.
Okay. Did you used to go out every week? Where did you used to travel on your holidays? She used to play volleyball every Saturday, and my friend and his father used to go to school every day. His girlfriend didn't used to say the truth about his feelings. Her mom didn't used to cook.
Thank you very much, Astrid. So again, it's great. And this is what I was telling you, right? Didn't tell the truth about his feelings. Here, the correction is because Google is not like getting the context for why you are saying past routine in negative. All right. But again, if you have the context, it's going to be better. For example, his girlfriend didn't used to say the truth about his feelings, but now she does every time. Okay, so what Google also expects there is that you have a two-part sentence, one with the past routine in present or past, and one with the present situation of that. All right, that's why also they want to correct that one to a simple past. Okay, simply to simple past, but no, keep it in that way. And again, remember also that's something that can be useful. Always try to give a context, or always try to give the second part for your negative ideas. But again, in general, I think that it's good. All right, great. Thank you very much, Astrid. The same for you, please, Evelyn. Let's read your ideas.
I used to swim on the river. I used to travel with my family once a year. She didn't used to dance. Now she dances every weekend. He didn't used to go to the gym. Now he participates in many contests. Did you use to spend time with your family? And what did they used to do after of college?
Thank you very much, Evelyn. I think everything is very good. Only one detail in number 6. When you say after, in Spanish you say, right, después de, but in English you don't say after of, okay? You're just going to say after college. All right, you don't need a preposition. You have a Spanish preposition, but that preposition in English, all right, doesn't exist. After means después de, all right? So you don't need another word after. Okay, so just that one. Again, it's very good, Evelyn. Everything is working great. And again, this is the same case. right? Google wants to just correct it to the simple past because we usually use simple past over there. But this is not simple past. This is the negative for past routines. All right. So again, take that into account. That's great. Good. Let's go to the next part, please, girls. Again, if you have any questions, you can still let me know. All right, good. So this is the last part for today's class. These are different structures. Okay, this is not past routine. Be used to, that's not past routine. And get used to, that's not past routine. These are different expressions, okay, that you use for different situations. Now, this is very important and you need to pay attention to that. You use gerund, okay, after used to, when you have be and when you have get, you have to use gerund because this is not past routine. This is something that you are accustomed to do it. Okay, you are accustomed to something and it has to be with gerund. All right, so again, it's different. This is not past routine because you're going to see the difference. I'm going to write an example for you now. Actually, let's start with that one. And you're going to tell me what the difference is between those ideas. All right, here, when I say I used to travel, no, I used to pass classes at night, and I am used to passing classes at night. All right, so if I ask you that, and this is for you, Evelyn. Evelyn, what is the difference between these two sentences? Sentence number 1 and sentence number 2. What do you say?
Maybe that the first tense talk about the past, in the past, and the second two, but happen this moment.
Right? But is the second one actually, is it in past or in present number 2? What do you say?
Present, like a present.
Okay. Now, this is a past routine, right? And what is this one? This is present, but how can you describe this? When do you use number 2? When do you say something like this?
The night. Happen in this moment.
All right. Actually, this is not going to be continuous, right? Remember, if this is gerund, remember that gerund is not continuous, right? Gerund is just the form of the verb. And yes, can be something, actually, it's not happening at this moment, but it's something that is normal for you. And actually, this is something that you do every night. This is something that you do every time. And that's why this is not weird for you, okay? This is not different for you. You have to use the structure be used to when something is normal for you and when you are accustomed to doing that. All right, so if I ask you this, Evelyn, to complement, what are you used to doing, Evelyn? What is something that you are used to doing in your daily life that is normal for you, that you do every day, or that you feel comfortable when you do it?
Is similar like a custom.
Yes, accustomed to. It means estar acostumbrado a. All right, that's the idea.
I am used to passing virtual classes.
Good. That's one. One more, please. Let's try to use a different verb and idea this time because it is correct. I am used to passing virtual classes. What else? One more thing that you are used to doing, Evelyn.
I am used to have free weekend, free days in the weekend.
Oh, okay, good. But there's one detail there. Do you say I'm used to have or do you say I'm used to having?
I am used to having 3 days on the weekend.
Correct. Good. Exactly. Because that's normal for you. You are used to that and you expect that. Right? Great. So that's the big difference. All right. Now I have one more, and this is going to be for you, Astrid. If I say I am getting used to classes at night. All right. So what is the difference, Astrid? This is for you between between number 2 and number 3.
The number 2 is a custom, and because you did that thing many times, so you that now is a custom. And the third, I'm getting used to passing classes at night, and maybe you are starting to do something that will be accustomed in your future.
Great. Yes, actually, I think that's a great explanation, and it's correct. You are in the process of making something normal for you, right? So you are not used to passing classes at night yet, okay? You are not used to doing that yet, but you're in the process, and in the future, you are going to be used to passing classes at night, right? Now you are not, but you're in the process of doing so. Okay, so that's great. And again, I'm going to ask you please only one example, Astrid, and try to use different verbs and ideas. But what is something, you can tell me something real or you can make up something, Astrid, but what is something that you are getting used to doing now, Astrid?
I am getting to learn other language.
But let's use the complete structure. It's correct, another language, but let's use the complete structure. Remember, the complete structure is be getting plus used to plus the gerund. All right, so how would it be? What can you use? And everything here is a structure. Okay. Be getting used to and then the gerund.
I'm getting used to learning another language.
All right. Yes, I think that's valid. Correct, Astrid. Thank you. Perhaps you are not used to learning a different language or another language yet, but you're in the process of getting used, right? Good. So remember, then these are different expressions. These are not past routines, right? This is not a past routine. This is not a past routine. This is a process or a reality in the present, something that is normal for you. All right, so let's read please the last slides. We write also the last examples to be finishing today's class again. Be careful. This is for you, please, Evelyn.
Choose be used to say you are accustomed to something, and so it seems normal or usual. If you are used to something, it is not difficult, new, or strange. Don't worry, I am used to listening to loud music. She's used to dancing with her friends. It's not new for her.
Great. There you go. Right, for her. There you go. Great. So again, the same logic, right? So it means it's something normal, sorry, or usual for you. So I'm used to listening to loud music. It means that don't worry, right? I listen to loud music every day, so I'm used to listening to it. She's used to dancing with her friends, right? So it's something normal for her. She does that, she does that every day, right? Or at least here every weekend could be, or anytime that she can. Okay, that's one. This is the second part. This is for you, please, Astrid.
Be careful. This phrase is related in meaning to be used to. The difference is that get used to means someone was or will become accustomed to something. So the verb get in the phrase can take the present, past, or future tense. I get up at 7 a.m. every day and getting used to waking up early. She's getting used to dancing alone. Her friends don't dance with her like before.
Great. Thank you, Astrid. So the same logic, right? It's what we already saw. This is the process, right? Someone is, was, or will become accustomed to. Okay, this is the word. Be careful. Okay, not only custom, accustomed. Okay, to be accustomed to doing something, it's the meaning of used to. All right, it's the exact meaning of used to. It means that here, instead of that one, you can say this one, right? I am this. There you go. Okay, it's exactly the same. Exactly the same. And this is the word. Okay, not only accustomed, is accustomed. I am accustomed to passing classes at night, and you also use the gerund. Okay, don't forget about that. A common mistake is that people say, I am used to pass classes at night. That's incorrect. Okay, you don't say that. That's incorrect. You have to use, you must use gerund because to in this case is part of the expression and to is a preposition. And remember that after prepositions you always use gerunds, and the gerund is ing. All right, you have to use that gerund form, and here as well. All right, so that one, it's only that Astrid and Evelyn. Now, again, we have time, that's good. And we're going to do the following, please. We're going to write one more time, like it's going to be this time 5, okay? 5 examples, only using this structure. You have the structure over here. And you're going to do the following. You have these 3, okay? You're going to use the 3 of them, please. Astrid and Evelyn. It's going to be 2 with be used to, okay? 2 examples with be used to, 2 examples with be getting used to, and 1 example with be accustomed to. Okay, 5 examples in total, please. Again, 2 with be used to, 2 with be getting used to, and 1 with be accustomed to. All right, let's do it, please. Again, any questions you can let me know. You only need to follow this structure. And please try to give me some context so that your examples are better explained. All right, let's do it, please, girls. We're going to have again 4 to 5 minutes that one, and we check. Okay, so it's 5 minutes. Let's take a look at that. Remember, 5 examples, right? 2 with be used to, 2 with be getting used to, and 1 with be accustomed to. All right. The first, well, number 2 and number 3 here, they express the exact same idea, but number 4, it's a little bit different because it's the process of getting to the ideas number 2 and number 3, right? So let's take a look at what you got again. And you're finishing your last ideas. Complete that one, please. Good. And I'm going to start this time with you, please, Evelyn. Let's read your examples, please.
Okay. I am used to going out each Sunday. Sophia is used to reading with your aunt every Saturday. My mom is getting used to relaxing every weekend. My brother is getting used to taking care of his children. And I am accustomed to spending time with my family.
Great. Thank you very much, Evelyn. Good. I think it's good. I don't know what this is about. Just that correction. Good. It's great. Just one question about this, about number 8, Evelyn. So you say Sophia is used to reading with your aunt, or do you want to say with her aunt, or is it your? What do you
Uh,
say?
here,
Her.
sorry.
Okay, good. Don't worry, it's okay. And again, it's possible. You can say your. Okay, it's not incorrect to say your, but because it's just one example and we don't have any context, right? It's better to make it that way. Okay, so good. I think that's great, Evelyn. And also, how do you read this one more time? Only read these 2 words, please, Evelyn.
Talking or talking, taking.
Remember that this comes from take. So this is taking, right? You
Okay.
only say talk when it's T with talk, right? Hablar. But this is take, a different verb, right? T-A-K-E. So it's taking care. Let's repeat that one, please. Taking care.
Taking care.
There you go. Great. Thank you. Thank you, Evelyn. Good. Now, I'm going with you, please, Astrid. Let's do the same. Let's read your ideas.
She used to working so hard. Her father used picking up her every day after school. They are getting used to winning every competition since they started practice more. He is getting used to swimming in the morning, and she is accustomed to running every morning.
Great. Thank you very much, Astrid. If you see the mistake in number 2, her father, is that you don't have the verb to be. Okay, that's why they want to change that one. Okay, that's the first one. You need to say his father is used to picking. Now, this is a separable phrasal verb. Okay, with separable phrasal verbs, Astrid, if you have a pronoun, it's always, always, always going to be in between the phrasal verb. Okay, if you say pick up her, it's going to be incorrect. Okay, every time. The only option is going to say to pick her up. But in this case, as this is gerund, is going to be to picking her up after school. All right. So let's repeat, please, number 2 one more time. Astrid, her father.
Her father is used to picking her up every day after school.
Great. That's it. Thank you very much, Astrid. So there you go. All right. All your examples are great. I think they are very well formulated and they are, well, showing me that you know how to use this structure. Okay. So I see that it's clear. Now, let me know, please, if you have questions about it, because actually that's the last part of the presentation. And here you have the usual elements to practice. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 links that you can use to practice. What do you say? Do you have any questions about used to as past habit and be used to and get used to as a normal present situation? What do you say?
Teacher, how can I how can I difference difference I am custom and be getting used to.
All right, it's just, Evelyn, that one of them is already normal for you. Okay, so if you say these two, I'm going to show you my examples. Number 2 and number 3, they mean that this is normal for you. Okay, it's normal for you to pass classes. It's normal for you to pass classes. Okay, that's when you say I'm used to, I'm accustomed to. Okay, you say I'm okay with this. It's usual for me, is normal for me. Okay, but you only say get used to. Okay, you only use number 4, Evelyn, when it's not normal for you yet. Okay, no todavía, but you are in the process of getting used to. For example, if you want to say I'm getting used to waking up early, all right, it means that it's not normal for you yet to wake up at 6 a.m. Okay, it's not normal for you yet, but you are waking up at 6 a.m. every day, every day, every day. All right, so in the future, after some time, it is going to be normal for you, right? So in the future, you're going to say, I am used to waking up early every day. But now, as it's not normal for you yet, you have to say this one. Okay, so the only difference again, Evelyn, is that these two are normal for you, and this is not normal for you. And if you read that, if you read this, you know that this is normal for the person. If you read getting used to, you know that this is not normal for the person yet, but it's a process. And that's also how you decide, okay? You only decide in terms of how normal that activity is for you now, or you if you're in the process of doing it. Okay, just that one, Evelyn. I don't know if you have more questions about it or if it was not clear. Let me know, please.
Yes, teacher, thank you. It's more clear.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Evelyn. So that's it. Then that's used to. The only thing I'm going to do now, because I wanted to work on this practice, but it's better if I save it for a Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? Yes, it's going to be Wednesday. To reinforce. Now, the only thing we're going to do, please, to finish now, is a short introduction to the next part. And it's about embedded questions. All right. And yes, the introduction actually is going to be an example, but read, this is embedded questions. All right. That's how you write embedded. And here you have some ideas of embedded questions. But more than understanding that, the introduction is going to be the following example. All right. This is the question. And I think some of you, I don't know if you, Astrid, worked with this with me before, but the question is, where is the bathroom? Right? And I ask this to you, Evelyn. Evelyn, so if you are abroad, if you are in the United States, okay, you are in the United States of America, you are at the airport, okay, everybody speaks English, and you want to know this, okay, how do you ask this question to one person, Evelyn? But you have to be formal and you have to be polite. How do you do it, Evelyn? What are the exact words that you say? What is the exact question that you ask?
Maybe where is the bathroom? I don't know how to say it.
Let's try to look for options, Evelyn. Yes, because if you analyze, if you say, hi, where's the bathroom? Right, it's kind of weird. right? As you don't have usted in English, right? Usted doesn't exist in English. So if you want to be formal in English, you need to use more words. You need to use polite words. You need to embellish your question. All right. So what are some polite words that you know, Evelyn, or formal words for questions? What do you say, Evelyn? Anything that comes to your mind that is polite, that is kind to ask a question to anybody.
May you hear me? May you
May is good, but I'm going to help you with that. You're doing good. You were getting closer, Evelyn. If you say may is not for this type of questions. May is mainly for permission. Okay, but here you don't want permission. You want information. So let's look for more. What other models do you know, Evelyn? Because you're good. We need to look for models. What other models do you know, Evelyn, that are formal? Okay, that is not may, because may is going to be for permission.
other way can be, excuse me, do you know where is the bathroom?
Good. We're very close. There is only one short, one little mistake over there, Evelyn, but the main idea is good. But that mistake is part of this structure. Okay, that's the most common mistake with embedded questions. But that's good. Do you know? Excuse me, please. Right? Do you know? And that's great. Okay, that's a great start, and that's an embedded question. Okay, what you did is an embedded question. And again, there's only one little mistake that we're going to see today. I think we're going to see it today. But I'm going to go with you, Astrid. The same idea, Astrid. You are abroad, you are in the UK, let's say, okay, you are in England, and you don't know the location of the bathroom. So what is a polite way to ask for the location, Astrid? What would you ask?
Could you tell me where is the bathroom?
Great. That's the best question. Yeah. One more time, please, Astrid. What did you say?
And I was only adding, please.
Good. Great. Thank you, Astrid. Great. I think, again, that's a great question. And again, it only has, again, one little mistake, all right, as in Evelyn. So Evelyn and Astrid, you are just making one little, very little mistake. And it's something that doesn't exist in Spanish, okay? It's a rule for English. And it's very, very little, but it's going to be very important. But okay, it doesn't matter. That mistake is not important now. The important thing is that you have embedded questions. That's an embedded question. Why? Because you're adding something before your question, right? Here, first you have, do you know, right? I'm going to use first Evelyn. Excuse me, right? Do you know where, and blah, 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 blah. Okay, but again, the mistake, we're going to take a look at that later. So this is the introduction for your embedded question. And this is your embedded question because it's a question inside another question. Okay, and in your case, Astrid, could you tell me where and blah, 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 right? And then you said, please. And that's it, right? So one more time, here you have one question inside another question. Okay, that's an embedded question. Now, we got to see this, yes. This is like that. Now, both of you, Astrid and Evelyn, you repeated this. All right, but that's going to be incorrect. And you're going to say why in a few seconds. Okay, over there and over there. Okay, now that underline is correct. Okay, why? Why do you say, without taking a look at that, Astrid and Evelyn, Why is that incorrect? What do you say? Who knows why this is incorrect in English? Okay, and I'm going to give you more examples. People say things like, I don't know where is the restroom. Okay, I don't know where is the restroom. That's incorrect. I don't know why. What do you want to do? Incorrect. All right. Could you tell me why did you do it? Incorrect. All right. But why? Why is that incorrect? And remember, it's not only one question, it's two questions. One question inside another question. Okay, so I'm going to ask you one by one just to see and to finish today. And we're going to practice that on Wednesday. All right, this is just the introduction to finish today. What do you say, Evelyn? Why do you think, okay, but just try to do it by yourself, all right? Why do you think that this is incorrect,
Comma or I don't know, teacher.
Okay, good. You're giving me elements, and that's great, Evelyn, all right? Well, you have the comma. In this case, it's not going to be the comma, but it's good that you're analyzing that one. All right, thank you. And what do you say, Astrid? Why do you think that this is incorrect? The last part in both examples.
Because the second part it doesn't have the structure of the question, the question sentence. So, and the second part will be with affirmative sentence.
Good, exactly, correct. That's explanation. Very good. And again, it's something that it's very common. It's one of the most common mistakes in English when you speak Spanish. Okay, you never say where is the bathroom. You're always going to say where the bathroom is. All right, because you always use sentence order. Subject, the bathroom, plus verb, is. Here is exactly the same. All right, and one more. For example, you can ask, what time is it? Sorry, what time is it? So, and for you, this is for you, Evelyn. How do you use this question inside this? Excuse me, do you know? How do you connect that idea with this question, Evelyn?
Excuse me, do you know how time it is?
What, right? What time it is? Correct. You always keep the same word. Very good. Excuse me, do you know what time it is? Very good. Thank you, Evelyn. And the same, it's going to be, all right, why is he there? All right. The same for you, please, Astrid. Using could you tell me? How do you use could you tell me plus this question over
there? Could you tell me why he is there?
Correct, exactly. Could you tell me why he is there? Because he is the subject, is the verb, and there is the complement. And you always use sentence structure for embedded questions. Okay, so those are embedded questions. We have more rules, all right? We have more rules, but we are going to learn that on Wednesday. Okay, we learn that, we practice that, we write some things, we have conversations, all right? We're going to have more conversations, and that's going to be lesson number 2. And also on Friday, we're going to start with the last unit so that we can finish the most important elements, Astrid, and you can take your exams if you want on Thursday. And Friday is only going to be a practice class and a class for reinforcement. All right. If you have questions now, please let me know. But that's going to be it for today. As always, I'm going to send the survey. All right. There you go. So please answer those ones. If you have questions, let me know. If not, thanks for being here. I hope you have a great night. And I'll see you tomorrow in your private conversations, girls. Bye-bye. Take care.
Thank you,
See you
teacher.
tomorrow, teacher.
Bye-bye. Take care, girls. See you.